everyone, and welcome to another DaraChat. I know, much later than usual, right? But you know what? I try to work within people's schedule because not everyone's on the same time as me. All right, I'm on the Eastern time zone. Okay, I have to deal with people from the Pacific, from the Central, from the mountains. That's right. There are people up in the mountains right now looking down upon us like they got something, important to say. Although I'm not seeing them bring any tablets, so there's that. But anyway, welcome to another Dare Chat. My name is Daramuth, or Dare for short, because somehow we live in this day and age where there are adults that know how to say words, that know how to read words, but they don't know how to say the words or read the words well. So I have to pronounce my name. Otherwise, I get a bunch of adults who are like, Dara something or other. Like, you got the first part right. Just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. But you can unmute yourself now.
Excellent.
There you go. And this summer, a man comes from far away. hello, hello, Doc. What's in? How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about you, Daramuth?
Oh well, as the saying goes, Doctor Way. Well, a doctor a day keeps a doctor away. I'm not sure. I think that doesn't work very well.
How about a Dara a day keeps the doctor away?
That sounds like a stiff wind waiting to happen. But anyway, yeah. See, now I was saying this earlier, but like people don't know is when you were on for the Rumble Squared, you were dressed more refinedly as a fine gentleman going for a ball. You look like you just came from the mountains with your axe and said, "I'm Mr. Braun now."
Well, I mean, I have an axe behind me, but that's not my job. But I did come from my job, about an hour ago. Um, yeah, so this is my work clothes, and it's
Uh,
actually more dressed up to have a button-up shirt with a collar, even if it is a flannel
yeah.
there, because it's a little more construction based.
Well, that I mean, it works for you then because then you can go out there like that if it's warm enough, right? If it's not warm enough, you have layers.
Right, and it's actually pretty cold these days, so
Yeah. And but when you're warm enough, you can go out there and you go like, "What was that? I'm sorry, who needs help? What? Hello? What?"
yeah, yeah. And we call out, across the canyons, "Hey, you need some help out there?" And you get the echo back, like
Yeah.
like the Ricola commercials, right?
Ricola. Oh goodness. I've had some Ricola too, but uh I got over it, so I don't need any more of that. But yeah, I like
Excellent.
yeah, I'm a lot better now. But yeah, like I was saying before, of course, the doc joined us last month for last month's Rumble Squared. Glad to have him for that. And I can't remember it was before that too, but I think you either came in my chat or someone else's chat, and that's how I knew
Yeah,
you of sorts. I don't know if there was some like crossing the stream sort of thing, which just gets weird after a while.
yeah.
But I just don't really were you in someone else's stream or you just happened by mine? Because I can't remember.
I did happen by yours, and I chatted in there. I think at one point I caught your stream while I was out and about, and I was on mobile, and I was
Mm,
having trouble with the app didn't let me like donate a little bit because I wanted to, get a
yeah.
sticker on the wall or something like that. So,
Oh, you wanted to post no. It's a post-it note. Come on,
oh,
man.
sorry, I thought they were gold stars.
No.
Uh, my
No,
my
that's
vision's getting bad.
no, that's in the chat. I have gold stars in the chat, but that's only for those who do the monthly or the gifted subs. I think gifted subs
Yes,
too, but
yes,
monthly members. But you have the flat gold star. Like, where's that? There's the flat gold star. Uh, let's see. That's the flat gold star right there. That's usually for the regular folk. Uh,
oh
but
yes,
but when you get to be more like the because I had to do something for members, but I rarely does it happen. But if I had
yeah,
to do something, you get the fancy star, a little more detail, more like it's not your everyday mom and pop star. It's the gold star,
oh
right?
yeah,
Michelin says, the Michelin stars say we need that star in pronto, and I say you can't have it because it's mine. All right,
yeah.
but beyond that point, but yeah, no, it's Ooh, I'm trying to get that taken care of. Goodness sake, but no, yeah, I was glad to get to have you on, and obviously, I just bring people on who are either users or creators on Rumble because their experience is what matters most. Obviously, you have new people coming in too, so they're going to be a little fresh.
Yeah.
But you want people to kind of give their perspective of like, okay, so this is how my experience has gone because it, I just for many people, I understand that frustration and stuff, and that's why I did it
Hmm.
because I've been there, and I was like, I'd rather do something constructive instead of seeing a bunch of people go harass like other people online. It just
Yeah.
doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
But but then I was like, you know what? What happens when you have a lot of people online? It doesn't matter for anything, right? Usually, the majority of the time, they're talking out their backside. They have
Mm.
nothing to back up what they say,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
oh no, the sky is falling. Okay, what of the sky is falling? You're just saying it, right?
Yeah.
So, but that was my way of doing that, and obviously, with like, oh, pretty much, I think it's at this point is I started at it was like November 2024 was the first one.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Nice.
yeah. So, but I didn't do December last year because last year towards
Mm.
the end of last year, my computer went kaputs.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I had to I had to replace the computer. So I was waiting for a few weeks. I was like, "Oh Lord, please just let it." And I was using the Rumble Studio app on the
Mhm.
phone. But beyond that point, I couldn't really do very much because it's very limiting.
Yeah.
Uh, Listen, I know making thumbnails on mobile, making other stuff on mobile, it's good for a pinch, but it's not good for the long haul. It was not
Yeah.
a fun time.
That's gotta be rough. You know
It's yeah.
yeah. I only started streaming about a month after you did then on
Mhm.
Rumble. So,
Oh,
yeah,
I
I was
was no, I'm sorry.
mm,
I started in August, streaming in August of
okay.
2024. Yeah.
Okay. I started streaming in December of 2024.
Oh,
So, but
nice.
I was familiar with Rumble as a platform,
Mhm.
about a year prior to that because I forget. I think I got tired of all the, like, the Twitch and, I got tired of Twitch, essentially.
Mhm.
Um, and I wanted to attach myself to something that was a little more, free speech based, and
Mhm.
I somehow got associated with, um, a couple of streamers.
Yeah.
That was Hevel and Righteous Strike,
Oh, yeah.
and then I got invited to the Rumble Rebellion Discord,
Mhm.
and after about a year of essentially playing online with them as they live streamed, they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
dude, come on, you should live stream too." So I'm like,
Mhm.
"I thought about it. I
Mhm.
thought about it before. Sure, let me get a webcam and, get on it." So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
here I am.
yeah, usually that's all it really takes, to be honest, to just to get
Yeah.
started. But even just like a microphone, because usually sometimes there are people out there that do no
Mm.
camera, which is
Yeah, that's right.
fine. Yeah, I'm not talking like VTubers. That's a very different thing. I'm talking like
Very,
yeah,
very
very
different.
that's very different because they do use a cam. They do use like a camera, but I
Mhm.
think I think more than not they use like the iPhone because it just has a better camera system
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
it. But no, I actually started doing any of this stuff on May of 2024. I
Okay.
was just uploading videos because I was
Uh-huh.
using yeah I was using StreamYard's like record system because free right
Mhm.
because there are free programs. It's just if you want to do more, you have to pay for it.
Right.
Uh, nobody likes to be a poor man, but sometimes you have to be a little rich. Um,
Yes.
especially like if you're trying to get into creator program, then you're like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that takes some work
Yeah, definitely.
and
And
some investment.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, money is money is an investment, but time is more so.
Yes.
Because you can't get it back, and I can understand why some people would be like, "I've put in 5 years to this place, and
Mm.
I'm done with it. I'm not seeing
Yes.
anything change." So there's, on any platform, right? Like you said with Twitch,
Mhm.
because I know Twitch has its issues. It's had issues for quite some time,
Yeah.
um, especially when they started allowing e-thoughts doing, hot tub streams. I mean, that was
Woo!
really the pinnacle right there. the pinnacle of Twitch right there, and they're still letting them just ride a high.
It's the new meta.
The new meta is about to take a dump, and it's a number 3, goodness sake.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I was, like you usually, I was a consumer of other people's stuff,
Mhm.
and you would just hear them, some person in this chat would be like, "Hey, how do you start?" and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Oh, get a camera, get a mic, just start there and go from there."
Yeah.
It's pretty reasonable starting advice, but for me, um, I did that. But going from that point beyond it, though, I've kind of learned that that's kind of like the wrong start.
Mm.
It's a right idea, but it's the wrong start. And the reason why I say this is because there's a lot of things with content creation in its whole that can be it can be, I don't know what the word for it is. I don't want to say damaging, but it can be very disheartening
Mm.
as much as it can be, like a 180 basically.
Yeah.
And not everyone experiences it all the same, obviously. But
Mhm.
the point of the matter is though is that you don't want to go into this thing without having a reason why you want to do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
definitely.
a lot of people, I mean, obviously some people will point to children and say, "Oh, they want to be the next influencer," all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you hear it,
Yeah.
Um, beyond that, though, it's just one of those things where I really think that's the wrong point. I really think if people want to do this thing, and I've said this many times before, need a why.
Mhm.
You need a why and why you want to do this. You want to see where it goes. That's a great why.
Yeah.
Uh, you have an idea in mind, but you want to see it come to fruition. Well, then you got your why, and then you have the technical electrical part.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a why of why you're getting into this, and then an expectation of what you're wanting to get out of it,
Hmm.
you'll get disheartened really quick,
Yeah.
and you'll probably come across paths of people who will try to take you down, will try to troll you, all that stuff.
Hmm.
I've dealt with it at least once or twice. Uh,
Okay.
well, I've dealt with it more than that. I apologize. I dealt with it more than that, but
Mhm.
not to the extreme of like every day sort of thing. It's like an occasional once in a blue moon sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a heat seeker for that stuff. But
Well, I think as you sort of become more well known and
mm,
as you sort of grow as an account, as a personality, as a presence, an online presence, you start to attract those other people, yes, those trolls, those
mm,
haters, those people who are thinking that you're a threat to their standing and their efforts to get more fame and fortune themselves. So
mm.
then they're going to try to tear you down as their competition. So
I've already had that happen before, and I was never famous at all. As funny
mhm.
story.
Hmm.
Yeah, even with all the I mean, I really don't pay attention to my metrics. I look at it once in a blue moon,
Yeah.
but I really don't pay attention. It's funny thing. Someone had to remind me I was almost to 1,000 followers on Rumble. I was like, wait a second, what? And then I looked at it like, oh, really?
Wow.
Wow, really? I know some of them are bots, but at least we're getting close.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like I know again the content creator sphere that's used for media kits and all that stuff. I'm just like, look, I only have a finite time, and there's this unlimited potential possibilities here, and
Hmm.
I'd rather focus on that than say, hey, I got 2.k5 followers. Hey, look at that, woo! Yeah, I just doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to me.
Yeah.
Let me go on to the next goal level of 1,000 followers. Like, sure, okay. Um, I just kind of see those things differently just because of one, followers does not equate views, and that's where majority of people are
Hmm.
watching on is views.
Yeah.
And the second part of is like that's also that money bit too, like views equate to ad stuff and all that jazz.
Hmm.
Um, but it really you really have to have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands to even get, you know, feel like you get enough viewers, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I
Agreed.
don't know. I don't know. I don't pay attention to this much stuff, so that probably works to my detriment. But I mean, for you, I mean, even though they were telling you like try and get in it, why did you else did you want to get into it?
Uh, well, my my employment situation has been a little bit um, fluctuating the past few years.
Mhm.
Essentially, ever since I got off active duty and I entered the realm of civilian, you know,
Life.
life and
Yeah.
corporate world, and
Mhm.
trying to scratch out a living, and my family's growing. And then COVID happened,
Yep.
and employment went up and down.
Mhm.
So I learned, well, Rumble last, well, 2004, they actually had a partner program before the creator program.
Not
Um,
you mean thinking 2024, not 2004.
did I say 2024 or
2000, you said
2004?
2004.
Yeah, yeah, blah, was I don't know if
Oh,
that qualifies as a Freudian slip or anything like that. Anyway, foot and mouth.
right.
So, um, no, yeah, 2024.
Uh,
Righteous Strike was actually part of that partner program before he
right.
moved on in his own journey, if you will.
Mhm.
And I learned of the potential to earn some money. Well, um, the first half of 2025,
Mhm.
as I started streaming, I was generally what they would call unemployed. So,
Right.
um, the creator program was definitely something to strive for because it would help alleviate some of those needs.
Mhm.
So, to be able to have it as a little bit of a side hustle was definitely attractive. But then
Right.
also, as I encountered people and became friends with people through the Discord and through live streaming together and grouping up together in game, um, I got to know them and they got to know me, and more people over time have told me that they think I have talent in the vocal realm. That's
Oh, it's true, yeah.
I mean, like I mentioned on Rumble Squared that Anvilite said, "Dude, you need to start thinking of yourself as not just a guy who live streams, but you're a voice actor.
Mhm.
This can be the next sort of level to rise up to." So, and I
Sure, yeah.
think this this could be, but I think there's potential there
Yeah.
if I dedicate myself and can actually carve out some time to
Mhm.
build a portfolio. The live streaming on Rumble plus recording some vocal bits, I think,
Mhm.
it could be a path
Yeah.
to a career change from IT and military to what I'm doing now to maybe something else that where I
Yeah.
can stay home a little bit more, work a little bit more for myself, and manage my own time instead of just throwing my time at somebody else where they can pay me a few dollars for in compensation. So,
Yeah, yeah, I think many are in that I mean, for me, my juxtaposition is that I'm trading a, um, 9 to 5 for a 16 to 20. Yeah, sure, you're on
mm,
your own, but you have
yeah.
to consider all the other things that come with it. Like, if
Mhm.
you're on your own, self-employment, right? Well, now you
Mm.
have those kind of taxes to think about.
Yes.
Now you have to start writing down all the stuff you buy and all the stuff you
Mhm.
go for your stream. Now you
Mhm.
have to start equating for all different variables for to deal with that, and
Yeah.
it's a lot more. I mean, if you're willing to go for it, I mean, obviously there are tools out there to help with that and so forth. But if you're willing to deal with it, then the path is yours. But it does come with its own steps as well. But you got to
Mhm.
do what's best for you at the end of the day.
Mhm.
That should always be the case.
Yeah.
Um, but no, yeah, I mean, voices, obviously, you've already done some, so there you go. But I always think like as an individual, you know, you can be told a lot of different things, but eventually you have to be the one to discover the way there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, Anvilite can talk you a big storm. He could say you could go here, 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 here. But the most important part is like for me, the arrival to this conversational point was I was playing video games. I was streaming video games and stuff. It was like, eh,
Yeah.
eh, it's all right, whatever. And then it was kind of like a spark moment where it just hit upon like inviting someone on and having a conversation with them. And it was
Yeah.
sporadic first,
Mhm.
but it wasn't until like April of oh, I'm so sorry. It was actually May of 2023 I started doing this,
Oh, okay.
not May 2024. That
Okay.
put me off. Yeah, that shows you how long it's
Hmm.
been.
Yeah.
But April of 2024 is when I started to do like
The
the
podcast type.
well, just to this amount though.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, full schedule.
yeah. So, cause one, I obviously there's the Joe Rogan stuff and all that, but I just didn't see the content creators I followed. I just didn't see people reach out beyond the scope of other content creators, which is
Hmm.
fine, right?
Yeah.
Do what you do. But
Mhm.
I'm reaching to people who aren't content creators. I'm reaching to people who
Yeah.
are world over, right? I've talked to
Yes.
people Australia, Norway, all sorts of stuff. It's incredible, but there's no status thing. I don't care about size of followers or whatnot. I just care about will you say yes?
Mhm. Yeah.
And not that kind of yes. I don't need someone to make crack that joke. It's not that kind of yes. All right.
Uh,
It's not
okay.
that don't say yes to the dress. Yeah, don't
Oh, wait. Say yes to the dress? Pff,
yeah.
okay, I'm familiar with the show, but I am married, so
Well, there we go. But to getting beyond that point, I think eventually you can be told a lot of things, but you just kind of have to find your way naturally there. And it's basically like trying stuff out and seeing if it works for you, right?
Mhm.
If you're gonna take the route of, "Okay, this thing isn't working, because I'm not getting enough people view it," and then you do on that's up to you, right?
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Mhm.
I'll just be upfront, I don't do that. It's not in my nature, I can't play that system. You
Mhm.
already have thousands upon thousands of people playing that system. I'm just here to
Yeah.
do this thing. I got finite time, and I'd rather do this thing. Getting to talk to people like yourself, who's not a
Mhm.
doctor, which I'm finding out now, but
Yes. Oh, maybe I should have prefaced that, to introduce myself that
yeah,
way. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a doctor, and my name is not actually MacPherson. So, thank you for showing up. Thank you for all of that. If you had any questions about, the medicines you could take for all the various ailments that you might be experiencing, sorry, I'm not the guy to ask.
as long as it's not a poisonous mushroom, always remember, not a poisonous mushroom, and you're fine.
Yes, yes. Any other kind of mushroom, some people say that there's benefits to other kinds of mushrooms as well, but that's a totally different conversation.
Yeah, yeah. Next time on Man in the Woods. So we're here out in the woods. There are a bunch of mushrooms around us. Now we're gonna try to figure out which ones are not poisonous and
Yeah.
which ones are poisonous. Join us for finding that out next time.
Hallucinations or death.
Next time on Man in the Woods, there's a bear. It's all over. Oh, the bees, and there's nothing there at all. You're just like, oh, he found the right kind of mushroom.
uh, uh, that's not right. That's not reenacting that one Wicker Man movie with Nick Cage, is it? Not the bees! Not the bees!
I never saw that movie, but I've heard
I
about
didn't
it.
either.
So
I
yeah.
just saw the trailer or whatever it was.
Uh, yeah, I don't even think I've ever saw I have watched. There was a group on YouTube I watched that was watching the movie, but I never really watched it.
Mhm.
There's just I'm not too adventurous in like the movie ordeal. I think it's a horror movie. I think is what it
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
See, that's again tells you how much I know about stuff, but I can still talk up a storm. So
Yeah.
that's the important part. But the part of the matter is though is that at least I can understand what the Wicker Man is. Although
Mhm.
I would have thought the Wicker Man was a rapper. So there you go. There's that one.
Really?
The way the
Really?
wi- the wi- the
Wicker
wi-
Man.
the Wicker Man. he
The
comes
Wicca
the
the
Wicker
Wicca
Man.
Man.
He comes down the street. He comes in the night because he's so Wicca. He's gonna give you a fright.
Hmm.
How about that? Right? How about that? All
Hmm.
right. But
Wow.
yeah.
I
Tell me
mean,
what
I
do you
can talk about I mean, there's some history to the Wicker Man. You know, it has something to do with like Irish Celtic, pagan sacrifices or something like that. So,
Uh,
and then also Iron Maiden made a song about it. So,
are you saying you're going to give us a demonstration of how good your singing vocals are?
um, I'd have to pick the right song, honestly. But I have sung my karaoke. I have sung in choir. I've done the national anthem for military ceremonies for the past, I don't know, 15 plus years.
Nice.
Um, while I was in Germany, I even sang the German national anthem because that's how it works. So if you have a ceremony,
Mhm,
you sing the host nation national anthem first,
mhm,
sing it or play it. You might just have an audio track, and then have the American national anthem after that. So
mhm.
yeah.
Don't they do that for the Olympics? Like, they do if you get first place, they do your national anthem.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So whoever gets the gold or whatever, wins the actual event. As they're up on the podium, the winner gets their national anthem played. So
But they don't get real gold, that's the sad part. Um
that's disgusting. Failure. It's a
I would've
fraud. That's what it is.
I would've gone with fatality. But no, but may I ask what branch of military?
Air Force. So I was
Oh,
active duty
really?
for 14 years, and then yeah, then I spent the last 8 years or so in the Guard, and my
Mhm.
retirement is next month, I think it
Oh,
is. Due to the government shutdown, we weren't able to
yeah.
do it in November
Mhm.
because they canceled drill.
Ah,
So,
yeah.
oh yeah.
That's pretty that's pretty, because 'cause I've talked to a few who actually are in the Air Force,
Hmm.
uh, and a whole bunch: Air Force, Marine, Army, Navy. I haven't done Coast Guard yet, so that's still
Oh,
one group I have not touched upon. But I mean,
okay.
there's it's almost like Transformers,
Hmm.
army in disguise. You don't really know until they say so.
Oh yeah.
Um, but no, that's pretty awesome though. But it is kind of suck that you kind of have to get pushed back for your retirement month. It's like, oh, the
Hmm.
government shut down again.
Yep.
Oh well.
Yep.
So, but
It's it's unfortunate. There was a little bit of that when I was active duty, and there was the question: Are we, is it going to work out? Are we going to get
mm,
paid? Do we just keep coming to work? And when we're not getting paid, there was rumblings, kind of through the grapevine about, we ought to just, like refuse to go into work if we're not getting paid. And it's like,
mm,
hmm, you kind of signed a contract for X amount of years, and
yeah,
you're going to be called on 24/7 at any point in time to go in to the office or wherever you're going to be going, and it's not a matter of saying you're not going to be on duty because you are on duty, as they say, 24/7. So
mhm.
yeah.
Duty. But anyway,
He said duty.
so sometimes you just have to go for it. But no, again, that's kind of understandable. Like I've had some like not recent family, but I've had like
Hmm.
Pearl Harbor family, who's been in the military,
Mm,
and all that stuff. It's actually one in Hawaii, I believe, that my
hmm.
grandparents found. Um, and even on my mom's side, there's someone I can't remember.
Hmm.
Um, but it certainly is an interesting time, at least because I know that right now that shutdown is kind of affecting you guys. At least I think it's a payment part, right? Like you usually get your
um
pay.
yeah, so it'll affect those who are going to be drilling, so actually going in, you know the guard is, they call them weekend warriors because they'll go in once a month for a weekend
Mm,
to get their time in. So it's really that, the time that is allotted for them to go in and do their duty, do their training. That time gets logged, and then they get paid.
mm,
So, but if the government is quote unquote shut down,
mm.
then the money isn't going to flow. Of course, other people do get paid. Yeah, but we're not talking about senators and congressmen.
Heads on a pike, heads on a pike. Oh, I'm sorry. Who's talking about it again? So
Yeah, sorry.
obviously, there's gonna always be someone chanting that kind of stuff in the background because they're like, "Down with the government." But I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, um, at the beginning, a lot of people were like, "Yes, finally, the government shut down." Now, a lot of people are like, "Uh, can we just have you reopen again? It'd be really nice." But
Yeah.
um, I really think if you want change of the government, supposedly it's supposed to serve the people,
Mhm.
there has to be a lot of changes
Oh,
and
absolutely.
a lot of hard changes. And those are some things people are not gonna like on the civilian scale either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because part of it is the course of things has gone over so time that people are used to the manner of things,
Mhm.
right? If you take one thing away, it's a whole uproar and all that stuff. But the
Mhm.
problem of it is, though, is that you kind of have to take things away that so people are used to,
Yeah.
and and it's not a freedom thing. It's more of just like, well, maybe stuff like the what is it, EBT or stuff like that shouldn't be
Mhm.
a thing. Um,
And there's something else that comes around too. So
mm,
you can talk about Doge, you can talk about reducing the size of government, cutting fraud, waste, and abuse, and cutting spending. Getting back into a better economic situation.
right.
But what needs to come with the idea of reducing the welfare state is also reducing. Well, when they say reducing the size of government,
Mhm,
that's reducing the amount of people paid by government.
mhm,
So because the one of the biggest expenses of government is the paying of government workers. So there
mm,
are so many federal jobs out there. They're very sought after and it's very competitive to get into them, but
mm,
because the benefits are so great and you get all these days off and you get such, cush jobs and uh but reducing the government means laying off workers who need to be, providing for their families. But what they ought to be doing at the same time as trimming the size of government is
mhm,
also deregulating business,
mhm,
deregulating professional licensing.
right,
Um, because if those people can have a career transformation and just simply go into business for themselves without having to pay a whole bunch of license fees and registration and you know how much it costs to go into business simply just to cut hair?
a lot.
A lot. You
Mhm,
got to go to some school, pay 50 grand or something like that just to learn how to cut hair.
mhm,
I got news for you. When I was in technical training for the Air Force, I grabbed myself a pair of clippers and I was cutting my own hair. Well, my fellow students saw me cutting my own hair and they're like, "Hey, can you do it for me?" I'm like,
mm,
and they said they would pay me. And I'm like, "Well, the first one's free. After that is $2."
yeah,
Well, in a couple of weeks, I paid off my clippers. So was that bad? I wasn't licensed as a to run my own business. I didn't have insurance. I didn't have all this. You know,
mhm,
it's kind of stupid. You go over to Sweden, you can just hang up your sign in front of your door, and people can come in and pay you to do their nails. All the cosmetology. If you have training as a lawyer or any kind of
mhm,
other profession like that, you can just go into business for yourself.
mhm,
And I think that would be huge for our economy, for people to just go into business for themselves. If they didn't have to pay self-employment tax, that would be massive. I don't
mhm,
think there needs to be any extra taxes like that. It's ridiculous.
mhm.
Anyway, that's a soapbox in
Well,
and of itself. So,
no, that's what we're here for. But the opposite part of that is, okay, so you speak on that part, but what about the food industry, right?
okay. So I would like to initially plug somebody's X account, and that
Mm,
is Joel Salatin.
mhm,
He runs a farm in Virginia,
mhm,
and he's also published a bunch of books. And it is all like organic, sustainable farming. I'm a big proponent of small farms,
mhm,
families gardening. Um, I'm people need to be providing their own food. If you trust the corporation to provide food for you, they're going to just give you something that tastes good, but the
Mhm.
nutritional value has been stripped because of the how they're farming it. They're going to try farming in most the cheapest way possible.
Right.
And so they're going to sink so much money into not just, stripping the land of nutrients and trying to tightly control the health of the soil and the
Mhm.
crops and the cows and the chickens and whatever else they're putting in the food, but they're also going to find the cheaper ways of putting additives into the cans and the packages, so that they don't have to put as much actual food into it.
Mhm.
And then they're also going to put a whole bunch of money into lobbying the government to favor them, and so that they get subsidies, so they get tax breaks, so
Mhm.
that they and then part of that money goes into the campaigns of the politicians that agree to their requests, their
Mhm.
lobbying. So
Right.
yeah, I'm not happy with big agriculture. And where
Mhm.
I live, there is a lot of big agriculture. There's very few family farms,
Mhm.
smaller farms.
Smaller farms, yeah, and that's understandable to just because they're called family farms for a reason, but sometimes
Mhm.
it's not a whole lot of family.
Mhm.
Um, but I was more talking on like, say you have a sort of a food truck or a restaurant, right? They do
Mhm.
have stipulations of like you do need to know how to cook your food and all that stuff.
Oh
So
yeah, absolutely.
that's kind of because you're talking about the other end where you're talking you unregulate some rules, but there are some things that are in place to kind of help protect people,
Right.
which is cooks and cooking food, the right
Mhm.
temperatures and all that. Those are the kinds of things you kind of need there because otherwise you're going to get a restaurant with a lot of sick people. And it's like, well, they came in, they should have known, right?
Well, and then what happens to the restaurant? They
You,
kind of fail as a business usually, or it ought to be that way. The market should take care of that, where if people are getting sick due to the food that is being served by this restaurant or this food truck or whatever it
mm,
is, maybe people need to take a look and see, oh, what does that kitchen look like?
mm. Uh-oh, we got our first food critic right there.
Yeah, yeah. He's kind of picky sometimes. He has to see me eating it for him to be happy with taking a bite himself. So
No. It's
yeah.
either gonna be a Brussels sprout kid or it's gonna be a piece of broccoli. You're gonna have to figure out which one you want.
Oh, he loves his beef sticks.
Oh,
So
oh, it's not
yeah,
bad,
and beef sticks and steak and hamburger and chicken
right?
and yeah.
That's a man's meal right there. He'll
Oh
he'll
yeah.
be so muscular by the age 7, it'll be ridiculous.
He's very strong for a 2-year-old.
Hey, that's all it's all that steak you've been feeding him, Dad. Come on.
Oh yeah. I mean, protein is so lacking in today's society. And depending on like just protein powders and shakes and stuff like that, it's not really the best solution. It's not
Mm,
optimum. It in some cases it's a good, supplement to
mm,
diet, but protein is going to be best coming from the best sources, which is, in my opinion, grass-fed beef, and beef that is fed on land that has been well taken care of and rotated the areas.
mhm,
So you rotate your pasture, and the cows are going to be fed the best. They're going to graze the best. They're not going to overgraze. And if the grass is healthy, it's going to keep the weeds away. And if
mhm,
the weeds are gone, well, it's going to be better grass for the cows to eat. So, and if the cows are eating healthy, well, the beef they provide us is
mhm.
going to be the better.
Right. Now
So,
you said cows though. I'm really gonna be asking you about horses. How's horse meat? That really is a big question.
hey, if I had the experience to tell you what that was like, I would so tell you. I would put as much flavor into the description as possible. So,
I I love your colorful wording. Now please give me the sugar and spice for that. But no, I just like there's many different forms. Like I've stopped at a place where they make jerky out of venison, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, and so there's that. Usually you'll find a lot of that, at least
Mhm.
like was it like during hunting season, but I've never gone out and hunt, so don't
Mhm.
ask. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's certainly a lot of things.
Mhm.
I'm sure people can agree on the fact of real deregulation, whatever. But I
Mhm.
also think that in order for that to happen, they have to kind of start standing up to make it happen.
Mhm.
Because
It's gonna
it's
be very difficult because the consumer effect, the
mm,
economic effect is massive. People
yeah,
if you keep the economy, at this, like, sort of mid-tier, but then lower tier level,
yeah,
um, most people are gonna have a hard time paying the extra money that it will take to get the better quality food.
yeah,
If you look for organic, beef at the store, at the grocery store, it's going to be more expensive,
mm,
and food is a huge part of a family's budget,
mm,
especially if you have more kids,
mm,
and they're going to be growing, and they're going to need to eat more food. So, how on earth are you going to afford it?
mm,
Um, so it's a matter. It's yeah. The man of the house needs to essentially at that point be really stepping up, and
mm,
as life goes on, increasing his capabilities to provide.
mm.
So that's really what it comes down to. Um,
It's a matter of survival at a
it
point.
is. It is. It really is because if people are buying the cheap stuff, that means the corporations are going to be remaining in power.
Mhm,
As much standing up and publicizing the problem,
mhm,
you know, as even if we do that, the economic effect is still the same. Most people will be buying the cheap stuff.
mhm.
So
Yeah, it's
try
the
try to buy local. Try to get a freezer and go into a deal at your local farm or local ranch saying, "Hey, I'd like to buy half a cow," or whatever it is. And then you get that, you fill your freezer, and then you're good for a year. It might you have an initial sticker shock of, that price, but it's actually going to be cheaper than buying it throughout the year at the
mhm,
store. And it's going to be better because it's local. It's not going to have to go through all that the same kind of packaging and shipping as the rest of the meat in the store. Plus, it's a local farm, and you can know how they handle their food, their
mhm,
animals. So
mhm.
you can know if it's humane, if they're growing in clean, healthy conditions, and yeah, you'll be much better off.
Yeah, but the point still remains that it requires an ultimate sacrifice, or a hard sacrifice, and
Hmm.
many people, as you just stated, are most likely not gonna choose that way, and that's sort of me going back to, like, people will almost every day on either on the internet or with friends or whatever, they will argue about this is the change the
Hmm.
government should have happen to the government, or this change is what should happen to the government. The
Hmm.
issue still remains, though, is that just like you stated, there's a lot one has to give up in order for that to happen.
Yeah.
And many people, and that includes ones with families, are most likely not going to choose that route because you're dealing with the survival point.
Hmm.
So, what becomes of the question? Would people be willing to survive to be survival and deal with what is, or will they choose the path of pretty much almost having to give everything up for a better country?
Hmm.
That is the real question, and that's a question that again I think many people would struggle
Hmm. Well, um, there have been various times in history
with.
where the state of a nation, the state of a region, becomes such that the people do have to rise up,
Mhm,
and there is a tipping point. There
mhm,
is that fine edge where once you go beyond, once you take that step as a people, as a group, as a population,
mhm,
there's no going back, and you have to make wise decisions on the direction you take.
Mhm.
when it comes to effecting, shall we say, massive change.
Massive change, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because I mean, even though it was different times, and I kind of use this comparison when you're talking about American history, right? Because that's an easy example just to kind of go
Mm.
with. You're talking about
Mhm.
American history, right? You're talking about a lot of people who gave up a lot, and some of them died
Mhm.
for that.
They lost their fortunes,
The
they lost their
homes.
families, their
Mhm.
homes, their lives.
Yeah.
Of course, one of the classic examples is Nathan Hale, and
Mhm.
his quote as he's about to be hung by the neck until dead is,
Mhm.
"I only regret that I have but one life to give for my country."
Mhm.
Or to lose, one life to give, to lose. I forget the specific word there, but in essence, it's the same. He
Right.
gave it, he lost it, he regretted he only had one
Mhm.
to give
Mhm.
for his country. And he
Mhm.
looked at it as this place as his country. He didn't look at England as his motherland or fatherland.
Mhm.
He looked at this place as his country, and
Mhm.
that's why he was so committed to the
Mhm.
task that was in front of him.
Mhm.
So that's why John Hancock put his spread, his massive signature on the Declaration of Independence, saying, "Look, I'm one of the most wealthy men in the colonies here.
Mhm.
Let King George see my name there and not forget it. Let
Mhm.
him target me because I'm willing to put myself on that in that position to
Mhm.
be a target, to lose everything. I'm willing to give everything up for this cause."
Mhm.
So, so I think there are some incredible examples in history of this.
Mhm.
So,
Of it happening, yes, but right
mhm,
now, the opposite just seems to be true for the moment. Um,
mhm,
because there's this thing of relying on bringing someone in through the three ring circus. Thank you very much, Schoolhouse of Rock. But the point of the matter is the reliance on this sort of thing where we trust that the system will do well, which it was created to be. But again, the men who created it were not infallible.
no,
They're not holy in that manner. But
right,
they did the best they could with what they saw through history and whatnot.
mhm,
The point of the matter is, though, is going back to that form of sacrifice. Like I don't think if driven to the point of maybe pretty much was it like The Last of Us or some zombie movie or whatever, where you're pretty much having people living in these small outposts or whatnot.
mhm,
Beyond that point, I just don't see people doing what the necessary matter is to make that big
mhm.
change. Going back to
Yeah,
that stuff.
most people will be driven to that edge before they will actually get up and do something about it.
Hmm.
Most people will endure the status quo
Hmm.
until that status quo ends up really biting them.
Hmm.
So it is, in a certain sense, it's like that the frog that gets boiled
Hmm.
because he just feels like the water's getting a little bit warmer, a little bit warmer, a little bit warmer, and all of a sudden he's cooked. Um, but our situation isn't necessarily like that. As a larger body um, of fellow citizens, uh, not every. It's not like in the frog analogy, the
Hmm.
entire frog is cooked.
Hmm.
But in the reality of a nation of 300 million plus people,
Hmm.
um, some people may get hurt. Some people may be severely affected.
Hmm.
But when it comes down to it, with decent communication and a good amount of wisdom and um, belief in principle, I think even with harm being done and in response to harm being done,
Hmm.
action can be taken if it's seen that the harm is enough to warrant
Hmm.
the response.
Hmm.
Am I speaking a little too vague here? I don't
I almost feel like I'm listening to a poetess, just sitting there. I was like, and hear forth the words that dribble from my lips like rain from the sky. It's just starting to get it. It's starting to get there. But no, I can understand. Yeah, yeah. Why are you drooling a little bit? Oh, I'm sorry. But
I was just falling asleep.
no, but yeah, I can understand. It's just for me, it's always been an interesting matter where, at least from my perspective, like people tell you, go vote, go vote.
Mhm.
One is what am I voting for, and is it the change that we all hope for every time this situation comes up?
Yeah.
And that's another issue too. Is you have every 4 years for president, and then midterms and local
Right.
whatever, and it's just it's like it's being brought into a world where the rules were already made up before you, and
Mhm.
you're really just trying to get by within the set rules that people should be following. But
Yeah.
we all know that bad people don't follow rules because they can make up their own rules, and
Yes.
they don't have to be like the gun-free zone sort of thing. They can just be the corrupt as well. But
Yes.
the point of the matter is that you have the situation where you can have people who will follow the rules and all the stuff that's been there,
Mhm.
and other people who will simply say, "Fudge you, your stuff is mine," and that can set off a whole cataclysm in itself.
Mhm.
It's just I don't know. It's a very trying to be an outside perspective while understanding that there are good reasons why we need rules as human beings, because
Mhm.
obviously we don't need to be the Wild West.
Yes.
Um, and
It's, and that's the principle of, self-government. We must have government, national government. We can't have chaos. We can't have anarchy. Anarchy doesn't work because of human nature.
mm,
Because so many people don't have self government. So many people don't have actual, you know, love thy neighbor, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Most people don't
mm,
care about that. Well, I won't say most. I won't put an actual number on it, but generally speaking, a lot of people
yeah.
don't care about their neighbor.
Mm,
Don't care if they're starving. Don't care if their house is being broken into
mm,
because you're doing fine yourself. If they're not breaking into your house, then who cares? If
yeah.
they're not stealing your TV, who cares? If they're not,
Mm,
smashing your car, who cares? If they're not putting a gun in your face, who cares? And that's a tragedy. Some people might say travesty, but I don't think I need to color it even further.
mhm.
Um, it's a tragedy. It is very I it oh, sad. It's too small of a word. It
The
it grieves me
mhm,
to see our country in its current state.
mhm.
Um, I love my country.
Right.
I've loved my country since as a child growing up, you know, in the 80s, 90s, and sure I didn't see what it was like before, in
Mhm,
the 60s, 50s, 40s and on the way back. Um, but I see the way it is, and I think we've been brought here over the past few decades by somebody's intent.
mhm,
Somebody planned it out that we would get here in our economic state, in our international state, in our
mhm,
military state, in our empirical state, and somebody wanted it to be this way.
mhm.
I don't know who they are. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to try and put those kinds of people in groups other than okay, they're technocrats. They're perhaps oligarchs. Perhaps they are uh, wealthy.
Mhm.
Um, but I won't say that I like them.
Well, I wouldn't think you would anyway. Uh, I would think it's part of it is human incompetence, part of
Hmm.
it is human greed.
Hmm.
Obviously, you'll always have people who want more.
Hmm.
Maybe a little envy in there too, not sure. But I don't think it can all be summed to one person, right?
No, no,
Just
not
like
at all.
just like you can't sum when a school shooting happens. You can't
Mhm.
sum to like it was all the shooter's fault. Well, there were a lot of steps along the way that
Mhm.
kind of let it happen, right?
Yeah.
Or it didn't maybe not let it happen, but it led itself to that point. So there's
Mhm.
a lot of things I think that kind of led to this point, and of course there will be a lot of points that will lead to the next future point.
Yeah.
The point of the matter is though is recognizing those points and then trying to figure out how to better the moments and like obviously one of the points is like starting with your kids young if you have
Mhm.
any or all that.
Yes. Yes. Men, have children. Don't just have children, be a good father. Don't just send your kids off to daycare and public school and
Mm,
college for somebody else to raise them and teach them and those people hired by the government
mhm,
to teach them what is moral and ethical and good and right, because there will be so much failure. You
mhm,
know, people will, or you have this rise in promiscuity, you have this massive downturn in marriages, you have this massive devaluing of the family structure, you have this massive devaluing of human life itself.
mhm,
um just to go on a religious tangent, if you
mhm,
will. In the Old Testament, it talks about how pagan nations and even uh, the tribes of Israel followed a certain god called Moloch
mhm,
and sacrificed their children to this idol,
right.
gave up their children to the flames. I see a definite parallel between that and abortion.
Mhm,
I do see abortion as the ending of human life unjustly, uh, and I would call that murder.
mhm,
And because of the numbers, I see very few atrocities and genocides and whatever else as being as evil
mhm,
as the abortion that we have just in the United States of America. And of course, there's more around the world as well.
mhm,
But there, and to have people on a certain political spectrum out there that value, for some reason that just blows my mind, abortion so heavily. Like, I have to have this right to kill my babies.
mhm,
What? What kind of evil spirit is inside you? I don't know. I'm using that sort of rhetorically. I'm not actually claiming that the people who are, trying to abort their children are demon possessed.
right.
I'm not making those claims, but I'm just trying to make a point that this is evil action in my mind.
Mhm,
And we as a country are guilty of this.
mhm,
I'm not going to say, oh, it's just those people over there. I'm an American, and Americans are doing this. As a
mhm,
people, how can we survive this? We are destroying ourselves from within. So that's another soapbox.
mm. And then he had 2, or 3. We'll see how but if you're gonna bring up that point too, then you also need to bring up the point it's not just, it's just not the case of abortion, but you also have to bring up, you know, the sex slavery out there.
Mm.
People who are taken, whether it be children or whatever, taken from their homes to be using this
Mhm.
thing that is a global thing. And
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you remember, but the movie Sound of Freedom,
Mhm.
the
Yes.
it was a long time ago. The problem, the problem of the point is that it is a thing that doesn't get widely talked about because of the matter of fact of what it is.
Mhm.
Because of that, it's more likely easier to talk about abortion than it is to talk about children who are taken from their homes, whether
Yeah.
it be the U.S. all over,
Mhm.
and used for the most dubious reasons that man can provide unto itself.
Yes.
Um, but the problem of it is that is a continuous basis,
Mhm.
just as much as abortion is. Whether how much to each country, I'm not sure. Um,
Here's
but yeah,
here's a here's a mystery here, and there's lots of speculation. There's a fair number of conspiracy theories. Um,
when aren't there?
Well, think of all this mass migration northward
Uh,
from the south
mhm,
into our country. Think of all of that. And the numbers of people who brought children with them.
mhm,
And then those people were taken and given some kind of uh, place to live. And the
mhm.
children were sent somewhere to be accountable to some adult somewhere.
Yeah,
And how many of those children went missing and are still unaccounted for?
too many.
We're talking thousands, if
Mhm,
not hundreds of thousands of children.
mhm,
Now, one of the theories is that, oh, well, they were just gathered and funneled into these these trafficking rings, if you want to put it in a very loose, you know, non-offensive terms. But slavery, sex slavery, maybe. I mean, what are these children good for? What practical function can they serve in the mind of man? What could you use a 5 or a 7, 8-year-old child for? What
mhm,
could they serve in the house, in the fields, or if you were to get into the mind of a psychopath, a criminal, or someone who just thinks it's normal and this is just fine to
mhm.
use a child for this, for whatever he wants, what kind of practical function can they serve? I mean, other than some of the most evil things you can come up with.
That's the juxtaposition, though. It is the most evil things, and the point of the matter is, though, is that as long as it is uh, like with abortion, it is just something that is most likely going to continue because well, with a though there's a difference though. Abortion is a freedom given, and
Mm,
it's been around for so long that you try to take that freedom away, the perceiving of it,
mm.
and it will be fought hard for.
Yeah, you
But
think it's a
for the
right.
right freedom, it doesn't matter. Been around for long enough that they've had it out there,
Yeah.
and once you start taking it away, it would be not on the same scale, but as if you were to use as guns, right? If you were to try
Mm,
to take away guns, people would defend themselves and all that sort of stuff. In that regard, abortion would be in the same manner, it'd be defended and all that. You already
mhm,
see it anyway. Now with the slavery stuff and all that, that would be defended as well because who are you to say to people who are going to do the most awfulest thing to another human being?
mhm.
Um, it's money to be made on that matter. Like
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
much, much money in
Mhm,
almost every country,
mhm.
unfortunately.
Yes.
And of course, what was it? OUR. Uh, yeah, Operation Underground Railroad was a pretty good communicator, or tried to be a good communicator of that with, of course, the movie
Yeah.
Sound of Freedom.
Mhm,
But regardless, it is the top of the hour. It's a little past the top of the hour, but
mhm,
nonetheless, it's still a good time. What I do is I set aside some time. Uh, I don't think it did it exactly as in Rumble Squared, but what happens is I set aside some time for me and my guest, you, the great one, the great Doc himself, okay, to promote our stuff. And obviously, I found your stuff,
mhm.
yeah, or I had it from your last one, so you can go.
Yeah.
If you want to promote your stuff, good sir, the floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Doc MacPherson, and my profiles and my presence can be found on X, formerly known as Twitter, and also here on Rumble. I mostly stream gaming, but I love to chat with the folks in the chat. It's delightful, in fact. I find many kindred spirits, if you will.
Mhm,
And what I would like to do, though, is provide services for voices. There are
mhm.
many voices that I can provide. If you have some sort of production, if you have some sort of computer game, or what have you, anything,
Mhm.
I'm your man.
And he said if you throw in a bottle of scotch, he'll be twice the man.
I'm at the triple the man at that point.
I'm seeing 3, but 4's on its way. Hey, Vlad. Oh yeah, no, I heard about that. Well, I don't know if it'll be out there yet, but yeah, some people are starting to see. But yes, the docs links are on both the Rumble side and YouTube side because I streamed to both. Um, but regardless, if you want to check him out, you can always go to his acts because uh, he's usually pretty, what's the word? Pretty going. He's pretty active. That's the word. He's pretty active on his X. So if you want to see him there, or you can just check out his Rumble and see what he's up to, and maybe you too will get your own summer trailer. This summer, the world went to flames like an ice ball with gasoline on top of it.
Hmm. And if you've never seen anything like that before, just wait till wintertime. Get out there in the snow, pour some gasoline. Old stuff, new stuff doesn't matter, still burns. And then you light it on fire and you watch it as it just, wow, it's an amazing blue fire on the snow. It's amazing.
As I once told my ex, gasoline's good for clothing, and yours is about to disappear. No, I'm just joking. But anyway, he is a one of a kind. He's not really a doc. Obviously, we'll get to that. But point of the matter is, his links will be down below on both Rumble and YouTube guys. So if you want to see him, there you go. And for mine things, uh, uh, and this is the second into yeah. May was the last one this year. No, May of last year, I think it was. I'm not sure.
Aurora.
I'm not sure anymore. But anyway, if you for mind things, whether you're on the Rumble side or YouTube side, doesn't matter which side you're on. If you would mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because now it doesn't help being seen more, like all content creators want to be, obviously, of course. But it also helps in having other people on, like the great Doc or Vlad. I've had Vlad on before, and so many other people. At the end of the day, it just helps in this thing that I find wonderful and limitless and all that sort of stuff. Because there is a huge wide world about whatever to talk about, and it's not just limited to one section of it. So, your help with the engagement factor is much appreciated. In that, so thank you all for that. Um, Let me get back to there. The other part is there's my link right there. There you go. There's my link right there. You can find my Twitter X on it. You can find my email in it. You can find a link to Discord in it, but it's mostly just for communication. Not really interested in setting up a server
Mm.
because I only have so much time and I'm not
Hmm.
interested. I've heard enough horror stories. Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
Um, But regardless, all my links there, including the Rumble and YouTube link, are in there too. So if you want to find that, that's there too. Of course, I have a few other things, not too many, but I am, as I've stated before in the past, I am part of Rumble's creative program, but I only do enough to stay in it, not get paid in it. So I just it, it just ended up not being something to um, care about too much.
Yeah.
But regardless, I am part of Proton's partner program. They were doing a thing earlier this year promoting it, and I said, "Sure, why not? I have nothing to lose." And they said, "Sure, why not let you in?" And I'm like, "Okay, maybe I have something to lose." But anyway, the point the point of the matter is though is that you can. I have something to lose. No, I'm joking. But the point of the matter is, you can go to that link, and there's a whole lot of stuff to talk about. But obviously, it's promoting their Proton Unlimited plan, which encompasses the Proton Pass, Proton Drive, Proton Mail, Proton VPN. I use it on the daily myself, and
Same, same.
I promote it for the benefit, not for the money, because you can't get paid in this sort of thing. But I'm pretty sure I've made it like a penny now. So yay me for making a penny. I'll find that later on the ground. But the point of the matter is, I promote for the benefit because obviously you hear those stories of, hey, this business just got hacked or
Yeah.
this bank just got hacked, whatever, and you want to be able to keep your passwords and stuff in a secure place. And they really do a good job, whether it be the mail part where not getting much spam mail, whether you do it for the VPN or the Proton Pass, which is their password manager, or the Proton Drive, which is like it's like Google Drive, but your files are your files, and they don't read them. They can't see them. It's all encrypted. So just think of it that way: privacy, encryption, good old times. And I've talked to a lot of people who've used Proton in one way or another, and they seem satisfied by it. So what part of Proton do you use, good sir?
Everything. I have like 3 Proton Mail accounts. I use their VPN constantly. Almost 100% of the time I'm running through their VPN. I
Mhm.
use their online storage. Um I think there's
Pass, drive, mail.
mhm. Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I think earlier this year they actually put out their own authenticator app, which is free to use. Yep.
Mm. I'll
Yeah,
have to check it out, yeah.
it's called Proton Authentication. Um, Give me a second. I want to see if I can't find it. Nope, I gotta spell first. Authentication. Oop. Which is here we go. Was able to find it. This
Mhm.
is the link too if you want to check it out. It's free to use. You don't have to sign up for any account or whatever.
Mhm.
You can just it's because I obviously I have you can have the 2FA inside the Proton Pass,
Mhm.
but this is more of a just a single thing. So I do have that as well. But regardless, the link is there. You can check it out. Bunch of stuff. More information there actually. And if you do take up an offer, you get like 23% off for the annual, or as the kids say, yearly, because some people may not know what annual means. Um, but, but you kind of have to do is like, what does annual mean? Okay, so do you know what a year is? No. Okay, do you know what 2024 and 2025 is? Sure. We're getting somewhere. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so you can save 23% off on the yearly, but again, it's up to you. It's an option to have at the end of the day, and I appreciate you for it. And of course, the last thing I promote is this was sort of a surprise this year because this is a business run by a husband and wife down in Texas, and they kind of just popped in my stream one time and said, "Hey, email us here, and we'll send you some of our product to try." I was hesitant at first. I was like, "You don't have to do that. You just came into my chat or whatever." But I was kind of curious, and I did. And so what it
Nice.
is there's it's called Biltong, and
Yeah.
again, they make it in Texas, and I've bought a few stuff from them as well, but you can go check out the site. They have more than Biltong, but it's basically, um, it's like UK treats, UK snack food. I think they have a few South African bits as well.
Hmm.
But if you do decide to buy something from it, you can. They gave me a code to use, which again they surprised me. I didn't ask for any of that, but you can use and you get it and you use it on when you like go to the cart and you're doing
Mm.
like the promo, the whole of it. So you can say 10% off on the whole. But beyond that point, it's up to you. Again, it's an option. Again, husband and wife, made in America. All right. So just remember that. That's made in America. It's using a South African sort of style, but it is made in America. So there's that. Um,
Very
yeah.
excellent.
But it'll be on both the Rumble side and YouTube side. So thank you for that as well. Let's see. All right, now to bring up the chat. But yeah, those are the things I promote. I don't take promotion stuff easily. Like again, I don't the creator being in the creator program. You have to do like the premium only streams and then the ad
Mm.
reads. At a certain point, I was like, I don't really care about ad reads anymore. So
Yeah.
I just don't do it. I just don't
Yeah.
do it. It kind of just goes against the grain of the flow of my show, and
Yeah.
um, it is what it is. But no, I really want to know the name. All right, why'd you come up with Doc MacPherson? I want to.
Oh, well, that get delves into some pretty nerdy stuff. All right, all right, all right. So I've been a World of Warcraft player for a very long time. We're talking maybe 20 years.
Oh.
So I was an airman stationed in Germany at the time.
Mhm.
And of course, I was single. I didn't necessarily have people I would hang out with every single day. I would go to like chapel youth group kind of stuff. I
Nice.
would go to various other stuff and hang out with people. But then I got into gaming with World of Warcraft and had such a great time losing at the game. So, but anyway, years later, I decided I would create a restoration shaman on this one other server there.
Mhm.
And I thought to myself, well, Doc, it's got to start with Doc because I want to be a healer,
Mhm.
right? So something Doc Doc MacPherson. That it just sounds good. It just sounds good. So, and so when I started streaming,
Mhm.
I kind of had to come up with some kind of a channel name, some kind of a persona, some kind of a name for myself. And I
Mhm.
thought, Doc MacPherson? I
Yeah.
guess that'll work.
Yeah.
It's kind of a one word thing. It's not super complicated. And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to run with it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I had no idea Dr. Disrespect even existed at the time I chose my name. So people say, "Oh yeah, Doc did this, and Doc is playing our creators," and I'm like, "They're not talking about me." Okay,
Yeah.
I'll stay silent. Okay, so that's the story of Doc MacPherson.
I almost felt when I saw that name, I was like, "Is he Scottish?" I almost feel like, "Hello, everyone. My name is Doc MacPherson, and I've come to take your gold. Okay, get out of my way."
Gold. That would be the little leprechauns,
I
right? And
don't give a
they're Irish. They're not Scottish.
I don't give a crap. Gold is gold at the end of the day. You give me Chinese gold. You give me
Very true. It could be Spanish doubloons.
give me that German gold. I'll take it any day. Just give me the gold.
I don't care what sort of little embossing or raising like little figures and messages they've got on it or something. It's gold. You melt it down, and then you've got something else.
I can just see a bar of gold being printed this side up. This this side up. And you sort of like you get with those like heart candies during Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
This one says don't belong here. Who's making these up? I'm behind you. There's no one behind.
What does that say? Look out the window?
Yeah. Tell your missus I said hello. Hey, whoa, hey, second there. Hey, whoa, what was that?
Uh, That's a stinking moth.
He came in and I said, "You're ready to do battle," and he said, and I took that as a yes.
It's not the right light to go chasing after.
That is true. Sometimes you need a little blue zapper light. That really helps.
Have you've got to have seen those little videos with uh, Norm Macdonald, right?
Mhm.
Have you heard the moth story?
I've seen videos of Norm Macdonald out there, but I've never heard of the moth one.
Norm Macdonald is the master of taking like 5 minutes, 8 minutes to tell a single joke,
Uh-huh.
and just his presentation is just so hilarious. You got to look it up. I would do absolutely no justice to it, but it's hilarious. The whole moth thing reminded me of it, and so
Mhm.
look it up. I'm not sure if it's on Rumble, but you might have to go to YouTube to see it. It's amazing and hilarious. So
More or less, it's on YouTube. Um,
yes,
but no, I mean, he's had a lot of like great stuff. Like I remember, what was it? There was one of him where he's on Conan
yeah,
O'Brien
yeah.
back in the day, and he had one of the people there, Kimberly something, I can't remember, but she used to be on Beverly Hills 90210.
Okay,
And I guess the thing was that she was going to appear in a movie with uh was it Carrot Top, and
Huh.
he was just kind of talking. I was like, "Oh, what's the name of the movie? It should be called Chairman of the Board, but it should be spelled Bored."
Yes, yes.
So there's a bunch of stuff, and of course, everyone obviously remembers his stint on SNL where he did the whole O.J. Simpson and all
Oh,
that
yeah,
stuff.
the reason he got fired.
Yep.
Oh, and is oh, so many sick burns, like, talking about Madonna, yes, OJ, all over the place. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well, Madonna kind of earned it. All right,
Oh, yeah.
she's been in the spotlight a little too long. She looks. I last time I saw a picture of Madonna, I was like, "Wow, nice Halloween costume." But the point, point of the matter though, she's way beyond that.
Yeah.
Um, but then again, there are people out there, like some of the older guys are still out there, like in their 80s, still performing. So,
Oh, yeah.
mm, of if they don't have to do a quick turn, they'll be good. They'll be
Oh,
fine.
yeah. Yeah, if they manage their money, progressively, through life, and they don't have to do anything crazy to, like, quick earn, some cash, then they won't fall prey to the
Mm.
bad script.
I was just saying on the matter of like when you tell them don't break a leg that they don't hopefully break a leg. So, don't
Well,
break a hip.
yeah, that'll be me growing up, did I say growing up? No, I mean getting old, yeah.
Yeah. Well, technically you can still say growing up because you are still growing up. So when
Yes.
you're grown, but you're not. You'll probably never not fully be grown up because sometimes got to reach into that childlike wonder once in a while.
Yes. I'm a real boy.
That'll be 350.
Oh.
Well, Pinocchio, your prices are really rising. Well, a man's got to eat. I mean, a real boy's got to eat. It more sounds like Mickey Mouse, really, to be honest. Oh my gosh. Oh.
We've got to save Pluto. Come
see,
on, Goofy.
see, now there's stuff like that that's like, oh my gosh, it sounds like Mickey Mouse. And you're like, you're correct. Now, can you guess this voice?
Suffering sassafras.
um, was that a Pepe Le Pew?
No, no,
Oh
no, no, no,
boy,
no.
we're gonna have.
Pepe Le Pew, he spoke in a French accent, right? What I was doing was Daffy Duck.
I know this is the scenario here, right? You just be like,
Oh.
I'm sorry that I'm first off, I'm sorry that the school system failed you. Second part, I would suggest go watching a few Looney Tunes before you come back to me. I don't
You
think
might learn something.
What's today? It's all about that. Come and learn something. That's a fact. Whoa. Ah, goodness. The Doc facts. That'll be something.
Oof. Yeah.
You just share a random fact in a few seconds. The sky is no, what's a good one? Did you Oh man, I have to come back to that one later. Just trying to come up with something on the spot. Sometimes it's not always easy. Did
Mhm.
you know everybody farts? And then you close off with that, and that's the end of the episode right there.
Oh,
it's just
how about, hey, hey, kids. Um, Thomas Jefferson once said, the tree of liberty must at times be watered by the blood of patriots and tyrants.
I really think if you just said the government is a lie in a quick format, you'd probably just like, what the hell is with this guy? Why is he doing this stuff? But hey, this is called a brainstorming session. We're coming up with a lot of it. Uh oh, critic number two. Critic number two. Oh, he's almost done. His bedtime's coming soon. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
yeah.
I said,
That's what I told her. So
I was just like, your dad has a bedtime too. I understand. You
yes.
will get him there. You will get him. I just cause you said so. But no, that's brutal. I've it's been one of those things too. Like I've had Fragniak on.
Mhm.
a while back, and he had his, sometimes if you have a parent streamer,
Mhm.
sometimes they'll show their kids, sometimes they won't, and that's always something I've been iffy about
Yeah.
because you can't really take that. I mean, obviously, you could have people out there who are very well dedicated and very
Mhm.
bad people who wanna find you, and they'll go through that route, but
Yeah.
you kinda give yourself an easy target if you, at least from my perspective, show your kids because you don't really want it's sort of like my thing with, like, when people take, pictures of when their baby was just born and share it with the world. I'm just like,
Yeah.
family
Yeah.
is one thing versus the world. I don't think you need to post on Instagram,
Mhm.
and I
For
just
sure.
I
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
weird about that.
there's people who are way up there in the rich and famous sphere
Mm,
that they have what it takes to protect their family, to
mm,
hire the security details and the anti-paparazzi efforts and to keep their house behind a big old wall and gates and
mm,
so I can see how they would feel a little bit more secure and safe in
mm,
showing off their family to the world because hey, it'll only increase their financial standing,
right.
because more people will be watching.
Mm. Now, instead of calling them anti-paparazzi, I would just call them anti-pooparazzi. That really works well.
Oh,
Um,
that's beautiful. Oh my goodness, oh, that's a shining light in the darkness. Oh,
if I didn't notice anything about sarcasm by now, I really would have.
no, no, no. I went overboard, okay, but at the core, I meant what I
Uh,
said.
See, now, class, this is a learning lesson in how to be non-exaggerated and really be honest when time comes. And we've learned that
Yeah.
lesson today. The unfortunate side of that, though, is that not everyone will stick to it. So, life, life lessons with the doc. There you go. That's another show
Yes.
that's about there.
Be sincere. People these days call it authenticity. Be authentic, be sincere, be honest, but sometimes you gotta hide the truth.
But omit, omit, omit. That's the one rule I can give
"Oh,
you.
you look beautiful today." You don't actually look like you need to, go to the gym. I'm not gonna say that. Oh.
Eh, and then you just said, and it's like, "Oh, crap, I just said it to you. Oh, dang
Oh,
it."
no. I say a good friend,
Mm,
even if they're a coworker, they can actually show themselves as a good friend.
mm,
They'll tell you if there's a booger hanging out your nose. They'll
mm,
tell you if your fly is unzipped. They'll tell you if somehow, something's not right with your appearance because they're like, hey, I know you'll probably care about what you look like right now.
mm,
Go ahead and take care of it. Here, I'll help you be in the awareness. These are
right,
good friends. These are people, to be show appreciation for,
yeah,
to take out to coffee, saying, hey, dude, I appreciate you. Thank you. You're awesome. Hey, let's go have some coffee and get to know each
mm,
other a little better because hey, you've shown that you care a little bit. I want to show that I care a little bit.
right. It
So
is this decaf? You're a monster.
I threw it on the ground.
He threw
This isn't coffee. This is I don't know, whatever. I totally, I'm gonna biff that.
I'm an adult.
This isn't my dad. This is a cell
Self.
phone. I threw it on the ground.
That one was she she hands him the phone and says, "It's your dad." And he's like, "That's not my dad. I threw it on the ground. My dad's not a cell phone."
Genius works of art, man. Genius.
Oh my gosh. That was I still think the cake one was pretty awesome though, because other stuff glass falling, a hot dog falling being thrown to the ground didn't do very much. It was like
Nah.
anticlimactic.
Yeah.
You could have had, what was it, the fish tank, that was okay, but you
Mhm.
bring the cake and it just plops, it just flattens.
Oh, yeah. It has more effect to it. There's more you can do with it cinematically. Hmm.
Yes, that was good by Adam Sandler. That was not Adam Sandler. Adam something. I can't remember his name. Um,
The
but
Lonely Island
Lonely Island. Yeah,
is the group, yeah.
yeah. But that was just a funny one. Then he did the one where he. I think he takes cocaine or whatever, and he's just like, "It's gonna be a great day." Da, 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 da.
Ooh, I don't know if I've seen that one. I know they did, uh, they did, like, a creep one with I don't know if it was Rihanna or something else, but they also did I'm on a boat with,
Yeah.
what, that one rapper,
Was it a rapper or was it um Michael? No, trying to think. He has a one of those voices. Yeah, it's been a long time. It shows you what my
yeah.
age is. It's been a long time. But yeah, those are pretty good stuff. And at the end of the day, though, um, they're always nice to bring up. At least SNL did some things right, but not always, unfortunately.
T-Pain.
T Pain, all right,
I'm on a boat was with T-Pain.
T Pain, because it hurts so good, it's in the formation of a T. Word up.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
But anyway, we are gonna start winding down because I do need to start heading off to the sunset, and obviously there's a bunch of lights going on. I keep hearing about, so I might as well
Mm.
check that for myself. But I do also have to set up for tomorrow's stream as well. So
So, are you in, Central Time Zone?
Eastern
Eastern?
in Indiana. I'm
Oh,
in
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Because
So
I know, Vlad said, Missouri, so
Missouri is, I think that's in.
it's just west of the Mississippi, so I think it's
Oh, I
central.
I can check real quick. Let's see. Missouri. It's actually an hour behind me, so it is
Mhm.
central.
Right,
Yep,
right.
central. Yep. But
Hmm.
yeah, well, that's pretty awesome. I was reaching down to Missouri. I should be able to see it, but then again, if it's cloudy,
Yeah.
I'll be denied. I'll be denied of such
Mhm.
wonder, and it'll be a travesty
Mhm.
and a tragedy. See, those
Mhm.
two words can go together. But
A travity or
no, 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 not like that.
travesty. Yeah.
It's a PDA here. It is a travesty that we in America have such poor record for our literacy that even our literates are illiterate, and that is the shame.
Mm.
Please send your money to this school here called the School of Literate Illiterates and help somebody who just understands but won't. Thank you.
So good.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes I'm on a roll and sometimes I am the roll, but that's beside the point.
And then
Regard-
sometimes your jelly roll.
Hey, okay, I'm not gonna sing that good. Okay. All right, not gonna sing that good.
Mm.
He sings easy, and he's lost a lot of weight. So congrats to him
Oh,
for losing that weight.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And very much, um, a coworker of mine, friend of mine was saying, and I would say props to his wife
Oh yeah.
for sticking with him and for being there with him, in the ups and downs. So,
Mm. And like you were talking about earlier about I think you mentioned relationship stuff. To have someone who sticks by you through thick and
mm,
thin, that's almost become a rarity in itself,
yeah.
obviously, with all that's going on.
Mhm.
So, but regardless, again, all our links are down below. The man, the myth, the legend, the doc is in, and he's gonna roll out like he's Elvis Presley. Except we won't call him Elvis Presley, so that there's that. We'll just say that Doc is piecing out, as the kids would
But
say.
that's all, folks.
There you go. No, actually, it's more like, "What up, Doc? What?"
It's rabbit season.
Duck season, rabbit season.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, indeed.
but
Um, at on my streams, I like to say, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, thank you for being here. Um, go with God, trust in Jesus, and have a peaceful night.
And always look where you're sitting because someone could have been sitting there before you, so you don't want. Or a cake, you could be sitting on a cake.
Yeah.
But again, his links will be on both the Rumble side and YouTube side, and so will mine as well. Uh, right here, go check that out, and don't forget to leave a like, share those stuff and all that jazz because every bit that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because it's people because of your guys' help I'm able to get all these different people on. Obviously, yes, I've heard some stories from people like reaching out and trying to get people on has been a hassle, but I'm like, sometimes I think the part of the problem is that you have a fixed time slot
Mm,
and people don't.
yeah.
And so I'm flexible with that time. Like with you, it was just like, "Hey, I'm busy. I can't do
Hmm.
it at this time. Can we
Yeah.
do it later?" And I said, "Yes, we can. But make sure you tip your waiters and all that stuff
Mm.
on your way out." But yeah, go ahead.
One last thing, if I may. Um, I would like to express my gratitude for our veterans, and I would like to wish my fellow veterans great peace
Mm,
um, in their lives, in
mm,
their hearts and minds. Um, get with your brothers,
mm,
get
yep,
together, and share time, share your experiences with your brothers who have been there with you,
mhm.
and let us stick together. And that's it.
No, yeah, no truer words said than that. No truer words. But again, any help with the engagement factor on either end is much appreciated. And of course, uh, tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, I get to have the lovely Rebecca on. I've had her on before. I think it was sometime earlier, early this year or last year. I can't remember. Look, I when you have had on over 290 various guests, the number slips away of
Mm.
when someone's on. So, but thank goodness for technology that records that. Otherwise, it'd be like, you were on what 2 months from today? I don't know. But
Mm.
yeah, so um, but yeah, she'll be on tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, of course, because she's in Pacific time.
Oh.
So, yeah, so my 9 p.m. is gonna be her 6 p.m. So that's how it works. I've gotten pretty good at, like, when I first, like, find out where they're at and kinda look it up, like, "Oh, you're about 12 hours ahead of me," and all that stuff. That's when I can plan accordingly.
Hmm.
'Cause, I've talked to people from Australia, and that's a bit of a now, if you talk for people in Australia, first off, you have to get kind of past the accent, and the second part is it's like a 15-hour ahead of where I'm at,
Crikey, mate, it's a little too far for me. I don't
right?
know. I don't know how I would handle that.
Handle it,
That time difference.
you
It's just a little too much for me.
well, I mean, if you think about it right now, yeah, it's about 10:42 p.m. right there. So you could say it's around closer to noon or 1 their time. Actually, no, I can do that right now. I can just look that up right now because I know the website. And let's see what Australia's at right there. So that's
Australia.
Australia's at 2:42 p.m. So that's about 2 hours. No, it's 4 hours ahead. There's 14 hours ahead. So Australia, from where I'm at, is 14 hours ahead. So there you go. Yeah. So, but usually I try to do it on the weekend because it's kind of easier because they are not
Mm,
working,
yeah,
and it's the beginning of the weekend for me. So that's how I do it.
yeah.
Um, and I've talked to people South Africa, Germany, Netherlands, Norway, Finland. At a certain point, I've pretty much talked to everyone in the English speaking part. I don't have a second language to talk to you if you don't know
Mm,
English.
yeah.
So there's out for that. But again, all our links will be down below. Rebecca will be in at 9 p.m. Eastern. And of course, the last thing I do with my guest, good chap, the man they call the Docinator. There we go. He's called the Docinator.
Nice.
Something I call questions from a hat. So what happens is that my guests get two freebie questions. Obviously, I bought a hat from Rumble.
Oh
I put
boy.
questions inside. Yeah, that's right. There are dangerous ones. No, not really. But what happens is that you, my guest, get 2 freebie questions, and if people would like to uh, have more than the 2, you could pay for it. Not monetizing
Mm.
YouTube. I've not reached that summit, but I'm not really aiming. So sometimes you'll just find your way there, and it's like, did I take it the wrong turn? What? I thought it was Albuquerque. What the heck's going on here? But regardless, my guest gets you freebies. And if you're on the Rumble side, though, you could pay for an extra one. I believe you and me. That's what all those little post notes are on the wall, right there. All those little Rumble rants paid in kindness, either for another question or for others. So here we go. Question number 1. Not looking at, don't want to give like a bad rep to myself. Like, oh, he looked and he cheated. It's like, all right, here we go. I think I got one right here. I feel the paper feels smooth. But here's question. Here's question number 1. Okay. Oh, this might be a bit of a one for you. Let me see.
Hmm.
What does freedom of speech mean to you?
Freedom of speech to me means the ability of anyone
Mm,
to speak their mind.
mm,
There are many nuances to the situation.
mm,
We do, of course, believe that we can't just, yell fire in a theater, whatever, but to be able to speak one's mind in all
mm,
seriousness, especially regarding the most important parts of life and society,
mhm.
civilization, politics, religion, we ought to have a free exchange of ideas,
Right.
um, so that we can remain free, so that we can refine and sharpen
Mm,
our minds together as a people, as community, as neighbors, as brothers, as fellow citizens,
mm,
um, to to be suppressed from the freedom of speech due to even something as simple as social pressure, saying, "No, you sure you want to die on that hill? Do you want to get
mm,
fired? Something like that. You probably should keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything."
mm,
Yeah, that we saw a lot of suppression there just from social pressure
mm,
during COVID, right? There were a lot of people that were like, I'm not sure about this social distancing. I'm not sure about this masking. I don't know. I don't know for sure because some of the experts are saying, that it helps.
mm.
But mm,
Yeah.
there were some people who are like, I don't know about this.
Mm,
Should those people that said, I don't know about this, should they have been, you know, told to, be quiet, don't say anything. Just comply for now. This isn't the hill to die on yet.
mm. Yeah.
So there's a lot to the free speech question.
And we certainly got chapter 1. So make sure you look out for chapter 2 when he goes on his own channel, says, and this is what I think, and then you'll realize. Um, and this one's an easy one. This one's so easy that if you don't get it, I will feel sorry for you. Um, do you prefer cats or dogs, and why?
Well, I've questioned my level of autism
Mm,
because of how much I overthink things. I would ordinarily say that I would prefer dogs because
mm,
I'm a man and we associate with dogs more than cats, right?
mm,
We prefer to be loyal. We prefer to be, fun loving and play around and just throw me a bone here and I'll be happy, right? Come, let's go outside and play around a bit and I'm happy, simple,
mm,
But then I've been watching these videos that are pretty impressive I don't know if they're fake, but
Mm,
when I see a house cat on the porch and there's a baby on the porch and then a bear comes up to the porch and the cat chases it off.
mm,
And I'm like, "Ooh, cat doing watchdog work?
mm,
How is this possible?" I thought the cat was the one that, if locked in a cabin
mm,
with its dead master, it would eat the dead master as opposed to the dog, which would die out of loyalty alongside its master, right?
mm,
So, but then cats are much cleaner than dogs, right?
mm,
Cats seem to, there's so much to admire about cats.
mm.
Their sense of balance, you know, they have a certain level of intelligence. So it's actually a difficult question because I overthink things quite a bit. Did I get it wrong? Did I get it wrong? I don't know.
There are no wrong answers, but there are wrong questions, so be careful of that.
Okay.
Um, wait a second, what are those wrong questions? First one right there.
hmm
Harsh. But anyway, yes, that is of course, that is the end of it. Obviously, thank you to all those in chat who came along for the ride. I appreciate you all being here and hope you have a good night. And of course, a big ups to the man himself, the man they would call legend until he took their keys and ran away with it. And it wasn't pretty. But anyway, the doc, thank you. Thank you so much, Doc MacPherson, for
Thank
coming
you,
on.
Dara. Oh, Dara Moose, did you do the Fandango?
I'm not even gonna respond to that. I'm not even gonna respond to that. Regard and people on the other like, oh, 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 he didn't do it. He didn't do it. That's usually how it goes. But anyway, but no, thank
Yeah.
you so much, Ernest. You're always welcome to come back. Obviously, came back after the first Rumble Squared, which I was glad you were a part of. Now you've been part of DaraChat, and you'll now have your name on the forever wall. So there you go. Just of all the people who've come on, like I've made an Excel sheet, so I've had to make an Excel sheet because I'm almost to 300 various guests. So I've got to find out who's going to be number 300. Otherwise, someone's going to be very yelly, and I don't want that. So you said I was number 300. Hold your
What?
horses. Hold your horses. All right. But anyway, that is the end of it. Again, hope to see you all tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern with the lovely Rebecca. But beyond that, I end the show with another one of. So you saw the earlier video that was made by an artist named Pogo. Another one I play at the end. Now it varies. The intro varies, but the one of the end one stays the same. This one is called "One Day with You" by Pogo. And again, guys, have a great rest of your night. And if you're able to go outside and look at the aurora, well, there you go. Now you get some time in your hands. Have a great one. I shall see you next time. Bye, guys.